Welcome to Let's Play Rule the Waves 2 as France, starting in 1920. This is episode 67 and the beginning of part 4 of a giant battle in the Western Mediterranean against the Italians, who have suffered grievous losses. This is a peak Rule the Waves experience, a carrier battle. Let's just move across and see some of the damage that's been going along. So put the spotlight on here. So part 1 featured the destruction of these armoured cruisers that appeared at dawn in the midst of our force, presumably the scouting forces for the Italians. In part 2, we launched various airstrikes which took down one of their carriers here. In part 3, in bad weather, our surface strike group was able to intercept their main carrier force, and look at this carnage. A second, third, fourth and fifth carrier sunk, and a bonus battle cruiser to boot. It really doesn't get any better. I'm withdrawing from the scene because I am running out of ammunition and I don't want to unnecessarily risk my forces. Up here are the British. The Camperdown has taken a torpedo hit and has extensive flooding, and the AI has been running it like crazy, so I'm not expecting that one to survive. I'm expecting that to be sunk. Over here we have the Recan, which has also taken a torpedo hit, but is going to be fine. And to the south, the Redoutable is likewise damaged with a torpedo, but also going to be fine. We have the convoy over here, which is largely intact. We've taken a couple of transport losses. I'm not entirely sure why. Probably air attack. In the middle, we have the main battle fleet here and the scouting force operating effectively as one force. And over here, we have our 4 carriers who are all retreating, and slightly oddly, the Lafayette's light carrier is up over here. It should be covering the main force down there, but hopefully it's not in any danger. We are preparing strikes from our carrier force, so shortly I will turn them around to see if we can find anybody who's worth attacking. And we've launched some scout planes to try and pick up any targets, because all of our previous reports were so old as to be worthless. So that's the state of play. We've got still nearly 8 hours of daytime to go, and over 300 on the timer to play out. So let's crack on and see how we're going to do. Yep, the Camperdown is suffering. It would be lovely if it could get home, but possibly not. Bit of picking up of survivors. So who's that? Oh, just a little unidentified ship. That's fine. Okay, our strike forces are starting to get ready. No new reports yet. And more strike forces. So we need... and there they go. So I'm going to turn the carriers around. Yep. Or I thought it was. So we already have some planes actually approaching enemy ships. I can't remember where they're from, but well done. Oh, quite a large strike force. And our merchant cruiser, reportedly. Taking 4 hits with torpedoes, so that's probably terminal. Okay, looking at the log, we have found one at least enemy CV and have attacked it, and again and again and again. Now I'm imagining that's one carrier attacked 4 times, not 4 carriers. I'm not sure where it is. We do have a report from 1140, and the time now is 11:56, but weirdly it's not showing on the plot, so it's difficult to know where it is. My only clue really is over here are a lot of my strike planes, so I assume it's kind of around there, not this lot, because there's some more down here. Who knows? So can't complain, it's doing well. Oh, this battle keeps giving and giving and giving. Is that the only torpedo hit? No. 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 Oh, sweet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oof. So, that'll be another carrier loss then. Give me a moment to compose myself. Right, I think I've got most of the giggles out of myself. What a battle. So yes, 8 torpedoes. The report has finally located itself on the map and is showing there. So I am going to launch some strikes, because why wouldn't you? And I'm going to use this as the one I'm going to go for. Of course, it's entirely possible that the carrier reported there no longer exists. Let's just take that down so we can see who is ready, and they are all ready. So I'm going to launch that. Yes. Let's see. And exit that. I do have 2 more carriers with planes on. I will hold them and see if I get another report. And another couple just for good measure. Obviously still no idea. I'm just zooming in because one of the weird things is it will tell me if a carrier is sunk, and I'm not seeing any new ones sunk. I feel greedy for saying that. Okay, there's another one there. Let's see what this report is. So that and that. Okay, let's go for this one. Okay, let's dive bomb from the Lafayette. So let's launch that. And then if we go to our second carrier division. I still feel I should possibly keep a little bit back. So I'm going to only launch half of these at that target. Okay, and oh, unknown radar contact. Right. I wonder where. Okay, I had a bit of search around. The trouble when you've got such a large and scattered fleet. It seems to be from the Howe, which is still charging forcefully on. I could recall it and say, go join the Dunkirk and core it or something. Maybe that will make it come to the south, because it seems to be heading off in its own right. But yeah, that seems to be the unidentified ship there. Seem to be approaching something else. More planes. Yep, obviously telling me how to follow has done nothing. Here we are attacking destroyers, a heavy cruiser, destroyer, a corvette. Okay, let's tell it to screen. I mean, the How itself has taken a bit of damage and is still flooding a bit. Ooch. So I'm going to see if I can bring down its speed to cruise. Actually, will it allow me to detach this for home? Seemingly not. And again, destroyers, a light and a couple of light cruisers being attacked. Unidentified ship hit by a torpedo. Well, surely that's not this lot. I'm just going to look, see if there's any other ships with unidentified radar contacts. Well, a good look around, couldn't see anything. So I am. And here's some more intelligence. Just a destroyer. Oh, and a carrier. Okay. So let's launch our final strike against them. And that is you, you, and you. And this is against that one. And launch. And exit. So that all should keep them relatively amused. And our Cap has shot down one and damaged another flying boat. Well done, Cap. Least we forget. I mean, we are quite a distance from Sardinia, so it would be difficult for them to raise any significant strike force, and hopefully everything is sorted now. The How is doggedly refusing to, I don't know, do anything useful. Camperdown at least is returning, so thankful for that. Oh, so that was the magic source, was it? I've told it to screen, and it's finally decided to turn back towards the rest of the force. So that's good. Now we're approaching. Just attacking a destroyer. And a heavy cruiser. Couple of bomb hits on a heavy cruiser. Well, I'll have that, thank you. And hit by a torpedo. Again, an unidentified, but it's not appearing up here, it's appearing here, so no idea who that is. And another one. I mean, I should complain. So if we go to the reports, there's lots of them appearing around here. I mean, if I could control the How, which I can't, it would be quite interesting to see if they could actually bump into one of these. Let me just double check. Yeah, I've got the carriers going southwest. I need the whole fleet going southwest, which is fine by me. So, do I want to? Yes, let's pick up some survivors. So, who has the How seen now? A French light cruiser. I mean, it would be so funny if they did intercept a remaining carrier. Just going to check the How's flooding. It's 4. I'm just going to bring its speed down to 16 again. Obviously, the Camperdown is In difficulty, yeah, it's nearly gone, and of course there's nothing I can do. Still, if I just lose one British battleship, that will be fine. Oh, we're firing. Well, fair enough. And hitting. And this appears to be a second light cruiser. Well, oh, well done, Hal. Just pulling it out of the bag there. And absolutely pummeling the poor Italian light cruiser. Poor old Giovanni. That's what you get when, I mean, Hal's pretty meaty. 12, 15-inch guns. That's enough to be eye-watering. Oh, the light cruiser has now just become a destroyer. And we're bombing an enemy destroyer somewhere. And we've hit with a torpedo something or other. Lots of good intelligence. I'm going to take out some of the older ones. So I've trimmed the old reports so we can see what's going on more clearly. We have this quite old report from 11 minutes past 12. It's now 8 minutes past 1. So nearly an hour ago of a carrier. And then since then, they've all been destroyers. Just, putting it out there. So the destroyer doesn't seem to be threatening. The Camperdown's limited its flooding. Well done, Camperdown, even though it continues to go north. Let's just see. Down to 5. It's not going to be enough. And yeah, surely, yes, the light cruiser is beyond gone. So we're approaching some enemy ships somewhere. Let's see if I can see where these strikes are going in. Shooting down another flying boat. My cap has just been stellar. I think I just managed to develop a new fighter sufficiently in advance so that a large amount of production could take place. Most of them are the more modern type. I do have some of the older type of fighter, but even the older type of fighter isn't actually that old. And, together they've just been extraordinary. Obviously the HAL now seems to have given up on bullying that poor light cruiser to death. Just check. Bring the AI constantly wants to push up the speed, and I constantly want to bring it down. So I've just gone ahead and readied yet another set of strikes from my 4 carriers. I'm actually now running out of torpedoes. I mean, what an exquisite problem to have. We have 4 reports here, 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 here. So there's a light carrier and a couple of destroyers wandering around. So that would be a nice extra target to try and take out. So I'll just wait for those to be ready. So more searches going out. More strikes ready. Let's go to the reports. That's still the most recent of the light carrier. So let's go and have a look. So the Lafayette doesn't have any planes, but we have some ready. So I will get them going and target them at this one. And launch that, and then from the other carrier division, oh, we only have the torpedo bombers. I'll wait till the rest are ready. Not sure why. Let's make them ready. Oops, and that one too. And then go back to the previous one, 23, and I don't know if we've already told these people to get ready or not. So yes, there we are. Here's our damaged camper town going in completely the wrong direction. Here is the How. Here are our carriers. Here are our battle fleet, which seems to be joining in with the convoy. So let's just take that. I'm going to head it towards the carriers. Actually, they've had their time. They've had their moment of glory, and how glorious was it? Any more new reports? Not of the carrier. So let me see if I can launch those ones that are now ready. So only that on this one, so I'll wait. This, and this, and this. So I will launch those. And wait for the others to get ready. Oop, there's a new one. So that's the new report, and that's the old report. So actually, it seems to have come south, but it's still in the general same area, which is excellent. Obviously, on normal battle, I would get even more excited about the appearance of a light carrier and absolutely want to do something about it. But here, not so fussed. Well, we appear to be approaching something or other. And an unidentified ship has been hit by a torpedo. Hooray! Well, according to the reports here, we have found the light carrier and we have also found another carrier. So that's great. Let's see if we can do anything against them. Not seeing any hits just yet. Shouldn't be greedy. The enemy trying to glide bomb the Rakan and missing. And we're approaching enemy ships again. And again, we are hitting something. So great news, we've got a bomb hit on the CV, and I missed, we also have a bomb hit on the CV the previous moment. So that's all going great. So at the very least, it's damaged. Yep, it's still in that area. I'm just going to have a look at any strike packages. So they're ready. Everyone else is unready, so I'll just wait until we get them ready again. Let's ready that lot. And in the other cruiser, sorry, carrier division, we have these ready, so let's ready those as well. I mean, this is the conclusion, and I am being greedy, but it's probably a bad thing to do. Tell the Tourville to launch a float plane just as some planes approach it, but seem to have got away with that. Lots of formations ready. Let's go back to the reports. Let's get rid of the old ones. Those are the old ones. So this is from 11 minutes past 3 to 3:30. It's now just gone 4 o'clock, and still is all in that approximate area. So let's go and launch against them. It's 150 miles, so it is relatively long range. Got some heavies. Yeah, should be all right. So let's launch all of these. Launch. Yeah. Okay. So let's not be greedy. Let's just enjoy the stunning victory that we've achieved and wind down the clock, I think. Yep, they've hit a torpedo, a transport. So obviously some planes. I'm going to say no now to float planes. Farewell, Camperdown. That's no, and no, and no, and no. And yes to survivors. Probably should point at a particular kind of a base. So if we send you all off in this direction, we all should get there roughly on time. So come along, everybody. Come home safe and sound. Well, okay. They do seem to be ever so slightly torpedoing some of our merchant ships. So maybe I'll just push our carriers that way. Ooh, hello. Some planes from Marseille are attacking an enemy battleship, and there's a light carrier with them, so that's all fun. Nope. So, hooray. Wow. So that's been possibly one of my finest battles ever. Let's have a look at what we have here. And just as dusk starts to approach, oh wow. So we've lost one battleship, British, a light cruiser, a couple of destroyers, and 5 merchants. They've lost a battle cruiser, 7 carriers, and 3 heavy cruisers, and 2 light cruisers, and 10 destroyers. Extraordinary. So their total points are 174,000, which is good. Our total points are just over 1 million. Oof. Okay, let's zoom in to these losses. Crikey. So let's have a look at the aircraft losses, because they are fascinating. So we started out with just short of 1,200 planes. The Italians just shy of 1,700 planes. We've lost 111, 44 to air combat, 2 to anti-air, and the remaining 77 operational losses. They've lost 485, 10 to anti-air, 141 to air combat. That's some cap performance. 128 to operational losses, and quite a few lost on the ground or the ship. Oh, okay, so they would have been planes on carriers that got sunk. Good old airships. I have 13. I've lost 2, and they're just 2 operational losses. So I'm still seeing the airship in 1947 to be a viable patrol platform. I'm not seeing devastating losses at all. Something to bear in mind. Yeah, wow. Nearly, 259 fighters against 30. 54 torpedo bombers against 10. 127 dive bombers against 16. 23 medium bombers against 14. It wasn't really a medium bomber kind of a battle because it was well away from most of the naval air bases. 2 float planes against 15 for us, and 20 flying boats against 24, although most of those were operational losses. Yeah, 7 carriers. Let's have a look at some of the ship details of that. I mean, first thing to say is they lost 23 warships, we lost 4, and 5 merchant ships. So it's organised by the amount of damage. Hang on, let me take a screen capture of this and expand it. So the first thing that strikes me is some of the number of hits that these ships took is absolutely astronomical. The Parfino here, 26 heavy, 13 medium, 81 light, and 3 torpedoes for extra good measure. Our own Camperdown, quite modest, with only 6 medium, 2 light, and 2 torpedoes did for it, really. Well, that and the AI running it at stupid speed. The Elba, 106 heavy hits, and torpedoes, and some light and mediums to boot. El Rondon, sorry for the pronunciation, 32 heavy hits. The Martin, 22 heavy hits, Aquila 36, Sterner 7, and 12 torpedoes. Astor 18 heavy hits, Arione 5 torpedoes. Just extraordinary. And look at these heavy cruisers: 52, 21, and 130 heavy hits. No wonder I was running out of ammunition. Yeah, that's quite a thing. Quite a thing. You hardly have to go into any of these to examine what on earth did for them. So yeah, let's just look at the log entry here. Just absolutely smashed up. So at 5:39 it was evading, and then by 8:37 it was sinking, but actually it didn't seem to actually sink till an hour later, by which time the Guidon and various battleships like the Tourville just pummeled it, and the Démocratie pummeled and pummeled and pummeled. Just, yeah, that's a whole world. And the Gloire, yep. So I'll have to, probably let this settle a little bit, try and do a little bit of analysis later. I was hoping to copy this to the clipboard, but it just pops up this error message, which is a bit of a shame. Anyhow, I've got the bulk of it down, so that will be fine. Actually, I never realised there were statistics for survivors. So, for the main ships, not very good. For some of the others, like the Harpon, pretty good. Right. Well, I feel like I've peaked. I feel like I will not see a fantastic battle like this again in this playthrough, but in a good way. And here's the surviving bits and bobs of the enemy fleet. A destroyer. That must be the Falco. That must be their light carrier. But anyhow, pretty good. Let's come out and zoom in. And just the 57,000 victory points to 10,000. So yeah, that's the Battle of Punta Prima, indeed, very prima. The Duce has held a speech announcing total war. This will be a long and fought to the end. Well, if we just have and the Chateau de Chambon is joining us as well. Excellent. Increase in spending. Let's have a look at new float plane. So 304, I think it's still just, compared to our new float plane that's under development, it's really of no consequence. So I'm going to say no. You just can't get a decent float plane. Nothing. Oh, we've sunk 7 submarines and had 6 of ours lost. And a little bit of raiding, but nothing of consequence. And we are blockading them. Rumours of war weariness and protest in Italy, despite El Duce. So just a quick tiny look at the almanac, see how much of a navy the Italians have got left. So they've got 1 battlecruiser, couple building, 1 carrier, and 3 light carriers, and a fair few heavy cruisers. No light cruisers whatsoever, and just 12 destroyers and 57 corvettes, and still apparently nearly 2,000 aeroplanes despite losing nearly 500 in that battle. Right. Well, thank you very much for staying with the series and this long and involved battle. I hope you've enjoyed it. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time.